Now, we have some awesome runs for y'all. I don't want to hold y'all up too long because I can always come in, I can talk to you as much as I'd like to, but we have Jaxler with Frogmonster, an adorable little game to start off our morning. Jaxler, why don't you take it away from us?
All right, good morning, everybody. I'm Jaxler, and I'm going to be starting off today with some Frogmonster. If you've never seen this game before, this is an indie 3D Metroidvania that was released in April of this year by pretty much a solo dev. This game is super dope. It's a Metroidvania FPS that kind of plays like Doom Eternal a little bit in its combat, but it's got this beautiful 3D voxel art style, and just like really, really cool boss fights. We're not going to see a whole lot of them because there's a lot of nonsense going on in this run in terms of skiffs and stuff that we can do with our guns and our builds. But yeah, I don't have too much to vamp about before we get right into it. This run gets off to a pretty fast start, so apologies in advance for talking at you. But with that being said, time is going to start when I press confirm here. We're going to play on classic difficulty. This is going to cause enemies and bosses to move around faster, which is actually what we want for the speedrun. Easier difficulty tends to be slower, so just kind of funny how that works out. But I'm good to go whenever we're ready to start time. So what we'll do is I'll count from 3 and we'll start timer on go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, welcome to Frogmonster, everybody. So this is Melora. This is our friend who created us, the titular Frogmonster. In this game, we are a frog with a gun. Full stop. And we start off with the game with a 6-shot pistol that has infinite ammo, as well as the ability to stick our tongue out with a right click that can hit that lever right there, as well as it's going to enable us to pick up critters, bugs along the way. And so I'm looking for a couple that I want to eat right at the start of the run. Here's one of them, for example. We're going to eat this fly, and it's going to give us a reload speed increase temporarily after we consume it. And so you can see I just did a lightning fast reload right there. And so bugs not only have a like a on consume effect, they also have a equipable effect. So it's kind of like the badge charm system in Hollow Knight, where you have a certain amount of slots that you can use to equip things to you. And so we're going to equip that fly that we just got right here in order to give us a passive reload speed increase. It's not going to be as significant as if we were to like have just eaten a fly, but it's going to be really important for the first boss. And so we picked up a couple more bugs on the way. We got really lucky with that dragonfly. That's going to give us a damage buff later. And that frog will be nice utility for a segment later on. And so now we're going to be getting our first spell, Fireball. Whenever you defeat enemies in this game, it gives you mana, and you can spend that mana on spells. Spells deal a lot of damage, but they also will heal you for a set amount if they make contact with an enemy. So there's kind of like built-in spell vamp in this game. And we're going to be making use of spells a lot here at the start. They do about as much damage as like a... I'm surprised he lived that. There we go. They do about as much damage as a shotgun blast to the face. We picked up a shotgun, by the way. It's probably our most powerful weapon up until technically the wood cannon. But we're going into the first boss here, Groth. He's this like little turtle lily pad guy. I'm doing very specific shot timings here because I'm going to attempt to skip that attack right there. So you kind of saw that he was winding up his next attack. Well, I managed to hit the damage gate for this phase quickly enough. And you'll see another one right there where he's like, oh, I'm getting ready to bite you. And he just doesn't go through with it because I just interrupted. And so that's going to give us our first bug slot, or additional bug slot, as well as a little bit of money from Trench here. I make sure that I kill Groth on a specific side of the arena so that when Trench spawns in, he's closer to the exit, so I don't have to move as far. Additionally, I ended that fight with one additional slug in the chamber for my shotgun so that I can have a slightly faster reload going into the first arena fight of Marvin's Domain here. We're going to go ahead and now that we have gotten a 4th bug slot, we can equip Dragonfly, which gives us higher bullet travel speed, as well as a just net 5% DPS increase on all our bullets, which is really, really nice. And so that's going to be kind of our early game loadout, is that fly for the reload speed, as well as that dragonfly for just a tiny little damage buff. I'm also going to be picking up these mushrooms along the way. They give us a little speed boost when you eat them, so just a nice little bit of movement. He went behind me. That's mean. And then all of these arena fights that we've been doing, we know exactly where and when the enemies are going to spawn. So like right there, I do a snipe of that fireball just way out into the distance. And so this guy's going to spawn right here. This guy will go right here, and that's the fight just like that. So long as you keep track of your enemy kills and sort of where you are in the arena, you know exactly where all the enemies are going to be. It allows you to just rip through some of those arena fights. We grab a couple of things on the way through here. We go ahead and grab a new gun, the machine gun. We're also going to go ahead and grab a mush frog for a segment later on. It's just more convenient to do it now. And we're going to be making our way over here. We're going to grab one more thing before we head into the boss of this section, which is Marvin. And we're going to be grabbing another spell. We're not really going to use this spell for damage per se. It's going to be used for a couple of skips later in the run. But it's a pretty minor detour to go grab right now, so that's what we're going to go ahead and do. The other thing as well, and we'll see this a little bit, is every time you grab a new spell, it fully refills your mana bar. So this is going to allow us to basically have full resources going into the boss fight. And that's one of the things that's tricky about doing this run fast, is just keeping track of your ammo and making sure it's stocked up. Because while you have infinite pistol ammo, you do not have infinite shotgun ammo or infinite machine gun ammo. And those two guns in particular are your best damage source when you don't have any mana. Alright, so we're going into Marvin here. I'm going to listen to an audio cue to see if I can pick up an extra shotgun shot on him. Alright, we got it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this Spores attack is guaranteed at the start of the fight. 3, 4, just like that. And then kind of from here, it's a little bit random what he decides to do here. So every time we see these spores... Ooh, that was a really fast phase change. Holy crap. 3, 4. So now we're in phase 2. He's going to do this spinny thing. Nice. That's going to get us into phase 3. And then we're just going to shotgun him down for the end of the phase here. Give me some shotgun, please. There we go. Pretty solid fight.
I know he's the boss, but I love him. He's a giant mushroom.
He's great. Yeah, that's Marvin. He's actually a chill guy. He's just, you know, kind of on edge because there's a lot of monsters going around. And so I'm gonna try to get this purple snack on the way out. He's gonna fly away, isn't he? I know he didn't fly away. Thank you, game. Thank you for being nice to me. So by beating Marvin there, it allows us to progress to outskirts as well as get this dash. This is going to be our primary form of movement. A lot of what you're going to be seeing me do is dashes midair. It's something called dash jumping. You have a lot of friction in this game, so it's a lot more efficient to dash midair. You can bunny hop to preserve some of that speed for a brief period of time, as well as you can do a dash and then immediate jump in order to get to a dashing speed pretty much immediately off the ground and preserve it.
Now that we're schmoovin', do you mind if we are schmoovin'? Do you mind if I just remind people about a few of the incentives we have open right now?
Yeah, go for it.
Gorgeous. So I do want to let everybody know that we have met our milestone for Liminal Ranger, and we have opened up a new milestone for y'all. So if we are able to reach 2650, so you know it's a little bit, but we got a little bit of time, so we can definitely make it, y'all. But if we do that, we are opening up the Wii Sports incentive, which will have us beating the boxing champion. So that is, I think, about, oh, I want to say that is like 10 minutes. It's 20-ish minutes of extra time in that run, y'all. If you want to make us go through some extra time, get those donos in. It'll be fantastic. I also believe, Jaxler, you have an incentive opened up for your category in Pseudo Regalia.
Yeah, so we got an incentive for 100%, which is going to be in 2 runs from now. So you don't got a whole lot of time to meet it, so make sure you all get your donations in. 100% is such a sick category for that game.
And it's a 2-for-1 deal, so get them in.
Alright, so this is Long Beast. This is going to be our 3rd boss. He doesn't have like a traditional weak point like a lot of the other bosses do, where you can, you know, headshot them for bonus damage. But what you can do is when he summons this rat, you can manipulate the rat to sort of bounce into these weak points. And you can use that in order to stun the boss briefly, as well as drop some ammo. And we're just going to head and clean him up just like that. He's going to pop like a balloon. And we're on our way out of here. I'm going to go ahead and... I forgot to put on my speedrun timer, so I'm just kind of curious to see where we're at. 8:36, okay, not bad. So, shoutouts to the dev of this game, Ben, aka Frogmonster Dev, if you see him in chat at some point. He made a lot of stuff for us as speedrunners to make this like super easy and painless to speedrun. So he added this in-game timer, he wrote us an auto splitter. He's just the GOAT.
I love devs that are like behind the speedrunning community. The first game I ever ran was Little Gator Game, and
yeah,
that's got such a good speedrun, built-in speedrun stuff.
So we actually just did a pretty major sequence break. The transition from Marvin's Domain to Outskirts, where we just fought that boss, is supposed to be a one-way trip. But it turns out that the game will auto-save pickups that you get, regardless of like when in the past you set a checkpoint. So what you can do is set a checkpoint here in Marvin's Domain, and then quit out after you get the Metroidvania upgrade to climb like walls with your sticky hands. And then it basically allows you to get straight to Yellow Forest, bypassing an area called the Very Lost Swamp, which is going to skip one of the bosses as well as one of the weapon pickups. There's like a full weapon wheel of 8 in this game. We're only going to get 4 total, and we already have 3. And right here what we're doing is the first of the Yellow Forest combat encounter skips, where we can use these weird rocky outcroppings on the walls, as well as these bamboo shoots to just skip arenas. That one right there is the harder of the two. Although last time I did a reset of another category called No Ridge Skip, I missed this one, so I'm not going to talk too much trash on it. So we're going to go ahead and jump up here, and there's going to be a little spider guy who's going to be like, "Rah!" And I'm going to shoot him in the head, just like that, and we're going to dash jump up right here. And so kind of the initial dash jumps on this geometry are kind of the most tricky part, because the triggers to actually spawn in the arena and the invisible walls are a bit weirder than you'd expect. We just skip the boss. Just like that. You can just go over the wall and skip limbs. It's pretty great. Fun fact, the dev actually like saw us do that, and instead of patching it out, he added this little text box to those guards. He's like, "Hey, you're supposed to go kill the boss." And it's like, "No, we're not going to kill the boss." And so we move on anyway. And this will take us to Green Sea, where we get to see a little bit of swimming. There's not too much swimming going on in this run, in this category specifically. But your dash refresh is a bit faster in water. And with these puffer fish, we're going to actually make use of the fact that their explosions can... Oh, I kind of got robbed there a little bit. Right, backing it up. So I'm going to wait for this last one here just a little bit. There we go. We'll take it. I'm checking my money count as well, because we're about to go do a really important shopping trip, and I need to make sure that I have a certain amount by the time that I get out of Green Sea. It looks like we'll be fine. We're at 475. Usually like above the 460 range is kind of what you want. So looking pretty good here. We're gonna keep dashing our way through here. Pick up a turtle. That turtle's not really gonna do anything. I just like picking up the turtle because he's cute. I mean, just look at him. His little legs are just...
Run's invalid if you don't pick up the turtle.
Well, sometimes he's a little hard to see, so if you don't get the turtle, it's not a big deal. Sometimes he blends in a little bit. Alright, so we're going to do our big shopping trip here. We grabbed a sparkly gem and a bunch of other pickups, and we're going to sell them all back to back to give us a ton of money. So you've been seeing me like empty a bunch of treasure chests throughout the run. That's why we've been collecting a lot of these like smooth stones and square rocks and a couple sparkling gems to sell to various NPCs. We're gonna grab another hidden one here and just leave through the window. You just like barely fit through the window. It's possible to like do a skip where you can just go through the window from the outside, but it's really hard. And I've only hit it once. Mad because bad. Alright, so we just bought a lot of stuff right there. First thing we bought was a magnet roach. You don't technically have to buy a magnet roach. You can find them in some of the late game areas. But getting him early allows us to equip him, and that will enable things like ammo drops and mana drops to be picked up from much further away. Additionally, we got a spell called Beans, which we'll talk a bit more about later, as well as an additional bug slot. Worth noting as well that if you steal that sparkling gem from the shopkeep's upstairs hidden chest, he will permanently raise all of his shop prices to cover the fact that he lost his investment, which is just hilarious. So we do the routing for that shopping trip to make sure that we buy everything we need, then we steal the sparkling gem, so that way we don't have to spend extra money. And so this is going to be our first mush bomb bounce of the run. We're going to go ahead and throw out our mush bomb with full mana bar, and then we can damage boost off of it to get up and over this web that normally requires the flamethrower weapon unlock in order to burn through the web. And now we're going to see the power of sort of this build that we've concocted. This is going to be our primary speedrun build, which is Leaf Bug, Magnet Roach, and Mush Frog. So there are things in this game called secret synergies where when you have a certain like bug equipped, when you cast a specific spell, it'll give you a bonus effect, and in that case, it lets your bullets home in for a little bit. And so right there, I just clipped through that web. There's like a weird funky angle that you can hold in order to clip right through. And now we're going to go ahead and go for probably the single hardest skip in the run. This is Estate Skip. If I get this, this will save several minutes. So, starts with a Mush Bomb to get out of bounds here. And so what I'm going to do here is something called Wall Bounces. Oh, I almost had it first try there. Didn't get the second wall bounce. Follow up, that's okay. Okay, get my dash input. Nice. Get me up here. Let's give this another shot. This is pretty tricky, so this might take a couple of tries. Early dash. Geez, game is not being very nice to me, right? Alright, give me a second here.
Well, while you do that, do you mind if I read a couple things?
Yeah, go for it.
Not a problem. So, morning, everybody. Welcome in. We're having a great time. We are doing the Running Through Wonderland Marathon. This is a speedrunning marathon for mutual aid benefiting our friend Alice as she prepares for her gender-affirming surgery in February of 2025. We're live on this channel from Wednesday, October 16th to Sunday the 20th. Stay tuned for some amazing runs. If you'd like to see our full schedule, type !schedule in chat.
All right, so we managed to get through the skip eventually. That was a little slower than I would have liked, but again, that saves several minutes because you're normally supposed to get a key in order to unlock the door to the estate. And there's also a fight that you're supposed to do. And that fight takes a good bit of time too because there's a lot of tough enemies. And so this is where we're going to see the beans really come into play. So every time I get beans off here, it will go ahead and give us these homing bullets for a little bit and allows us to take all of our shotgun shots that are really, really high value and just have them auto track on enemies. And a lot of times they'll auto track onto weak points, such as like in the eyes or in the head, which will deal even more damage. And that's going to be really important for kind of like the first, I'd say, backbreaker boss of this run, which is Hedgeward. The way that he works is he has a bunch of eyes that'll spawn on his body, and it's your job to sort of hit him in the eye in order to stop him from shooting at you, as well as drop ammo. And so I'm kind of starting by circling the boss around the center here. I got really unlucky with shotgun ammo drops. So what we're going to go do... Oh, this might be a little dicey. We're going to play it a little safe here. That took a lot more damage than I was hoping, so we're going to back off. Got me. Okay. So I got cornered there a little bit. I bunked into the wall in the back there, which is a little unfortunate. But we're going to go ahead and give that one another try. I got really hosed on... so it's a bit random, like, what ammo drops that you get. Most of the time, it's most likely to give you, like, shotgun and machine gun ammo. But it can also give you ammo for weapons that you have not unlocked, including some optional weapons, so it can be a little rough there sometimes. But that was a pretty early death, so not a huge deal, not a huge time loss. So we're going to give that another go here, and then I'm going to ask for some quiet time here so I can lock in and not die on this boss again. This is a lot better. Dude, I'm getting absolutely cornered right now. So it's a bit random where those like blue spikes spawn to. I normally don't have this much trouble on this guy. I don't know why I'm getting so unlucky. But it's a bit random where his like blue spikes will spawn. So I just got like super hosed like twice. So
it's just the game giving everybody more time to get those donos in for the pseudo regalia upgrade.
Exactly. So again, those are pretty quick deaths, so it's not a big deal. Once I get past this boss, we'll be like more than fine. All right, so wait in position here, and then I'm gonna ask for quiet time again, so I don't get hosed here. Wow, I got no shotgun ammo yet again. Edgeward is this is like even as far as marathons go, this is like some of the worst Hedgeward I have ever seen. This guy is just giving me nothing to work with here. The other thing too that makes this really tricky is that when you use your spells to try to heal, it's not an immediate effect. So unfortunately, I keep getting these like dashes that like cause me to ping pong off of the back walls, which kill all of my momentum immediately, which is really rough. Yeah, so this is probably going to be the phase transition into phase 2, which is where we start getting eyeballs as well as the blue spikes. And once you get to this point, you pretty much know that you're good. Yeah, oh my god! I had a blue spike hit me through the bush that I could not see. And I got clipped by the wall in the back. I'm so sorry, y'all. I don't know why this is going so rough. I'm getting some, like, generational bad Hedgeward luck right now. This is, like, actually just ridiculous.
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, this is honestly kind of terrifying. I swear I've had a nightmare like this.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's my nightmare right now. I'll just blame it on it's early. It's early. I'm just tired.
It is.
We're big chilling.
It is. We're big chilling. We're big comfy.
Show how hard this game is, because it's like we're gonna hang back a little bit more. And the nice thing too, though, is with Mush Frog, bullets will home in on the eyeballs and not just the body. So you can, when you get a beans cast off, it's really valuable in this fight. We're gonna take it super baby safe. I normally like to cast beans here. Will the game just give me some damn shotgun ammo? Holy crap! So you do have that ammo fly right there to refill you on shotgun. This should kill. There we go. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Beautiful. That was a scary fight. That was tough.
Yeah, that's like the first like wall of the run, I would say. But there are harder fights than that. Normally that does not go that bad. That was like generationally bad. But we'll move on. We're all good. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I am just full up on wood cannon ammo right there. And we are gonna go ahead and make our way back to city. We're gonna grab a cricket along the way here. And it's unfortunate too, because like I was hitting mostly everything in that run up until a state skip. Well, a state skip was also a generational throw. But that happens because that skip's hard. Anywho, we're gonna go ahead and make our way up here. We go ahead and re-equipped Bass just so you can swim a little bit faster up the waterfall, and then I'm going to be looking for another critter to pick up along the way. There he is. That's Mantis, and we're gonna go ahead and equip sort of an alternate build here called Mantis Minnow. Oh, I put Cricket on. That was funny. I thought I put Bass on. Well, anyway, so that doesn't matter too much. But we're gonna go ahead and equip Mantis Minnow. Mantis spawns a praying mantis on top of your head that will occasionally shoot at enemies for you. So if you see a hit marker, even though I'm not shooting my gun, that's the little buddy that's sitting on top of my frog head doing that for me. And so the other thing we equip is Minnow, which causes the effect of that, the bullet, to fire more rapidly. And so the next two bosses that we're going to be fighting love to summon little guys that like really only take a couple of hits to take care of, but would be really annoying for me to take out myself. And especially for the next boss, Chroma. Chroma doesn't take damage in the traditional sense. Wow, he just did not suffer any hit stun. There he goes. Okay. And so we're going to make use of beans. Which, again, every time I cast beans, it's going to cause in this homing effect. And I'm being pretty liberal with my usage of mana, as well as this wood cannon ammo. That wood cannon is the weapon that we picked up after defeating Hedgeward, which we need to get to Ridge, which is kind of like the sort of major final section of the overworld, if you will. So we have pretty much full resources going into Chroma, which is pretty nice. The way that Chroma works is that Chroma's this big old moth, and you don't damage Chroma in the traditional way. When you use bullets on the wings, when you shoot at the wings, it'll every time a bullet hits, it'll change the color palette on the boss here. And so instead of worrying about damage and DPS, we're worrying about coverage, which is why we took off Leaf Bug, for example. The reason we use Leaf Bug is it gives all of your bullets like a chance to fire an extra shot. Which in the case of specifically the shotgun is very broken, because instead of doubling an individual like bullet pellet released from the shotgun there, if you get the proc, it doubles everything, which is ridiculous damage and is like part of the reason we're able to normally clear bosses so quickly if I don't beef anything. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and slow this down here just to make sure I don't die. There we go, nice. And so as soon as the boss is killed, we can go ahead and quit and reload. That gives us Tongue Swing, which allows us to grapple to these tongue grapple points. And then right here, we got pretty lucky. We got that purple snack right there. I would have done a Death Abuse strat, well, not a Void Out strat right there, if it was in an unfavorable spot. Because having a free cast of beans is really, really nice. Whenever you eat that purple snack, it gives you this charge of being able to cast whatever spell you want. And we have just already cleared out that phase immediately. Alright, so go ahead. These guys. And so for this particular wave of enemies, there's a bunch of flowers that are going to spawn in that don't. Until you've gone ahead and killed at least one of the two bulls that are in here. I would really like not getting wombo comboed. There we go. Alright, so we got through there just fine. We're going to go ahead and use the wood cannon. The wood cannon, in addition to being like a really powerful single fire weapon that we'll use for damage, also lets us break that broken wall right there. And now we're going into Rooney. So Rooney has 3 phases. The first one, if I do this setup correctly, we won't see it all. So it starts with a wood cannon shot during the cutscene. I reload before I press that on that text box right there. And that's the first phase done already. And so what Rooney does in phase 2 is Rooney will steal a type of ammo, and you can tell which one Rooney has stolen based on like the color of Rooney's wand. And so Rooney can also steal weapon ammo for things that we have not unlocked. So in this case, we just saw the chain gun, and then that attack is the rocket launcher. And alright, there's phase 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That was a quick phase transition right there. And so this last phase is going to cycle through all the weapons that you can unlock in the game, and it does basically the same kind of attacks that you would see in the previous phase. But you're only restricted to that you're restricted only to that weapon. And so because of that, if there's any weapon that you have not unlocked, you will actually get to just use the pistol instead, which in some cases can be a little faster. I'll go ahead and slow this down just a tad so we can go ahead and get a heal off here. Hopefully we're making really good use of our good pal Mantis Minnow here in order to take care of those familiars for us. That's why we sacrificed some of the damage of Leaf Bug for safety in this phase. And then this is the last phase. This pretty much means GG on this fight. But after this, we're going to be setting up for probably the biggest single sequence break in the run. So big, in fact, that it caused a category split. This is called Ridge Skip. So I'm going to line myself up in a very specific spot. You can kind of see that the wall wants to push me away here. But if I go ahead and stand in this corner very close to the wall here, the door will close in on me during this cutscene, just like that. And that will allow me to get past the ridge door instantly. And so normally you're supposed to fight 5 very difficult endgame bosses, but you can just bypass all of them immediately. And so that's going to take us right down into Ridge. We're going to go ahead and hit that save point, quit and reload. That's going to skip some of Melora's dialogue. We're going to go ahead and re-equip Bugs and Magnet Roach. And now we're in Myzan's Forest, which is kind of like the final gauntlet before the final boss rush. And so this has some pretty tough combat, but again, similar to all the arenas that we've done beforehand, I know exactly where and when the enemies are going to spawn in. And so it's just kind of a matter of locking in and just having a consistent game plan every time. It can be pretty brutal though, because if you do mess something up here, you do have to kind of go back and restart the entire segment, unless you get to the boss. So I'm going to lock in here for a little bit, but Ophelia, if you'd like to chime in with any messages you'd like to read, that would be a great time.
Not a problem. Thank you so much. I do want to say I have a $15 dono from XCOG, which says, "Let the power of money dispel the evil, big, mean hedgeman, and also further the 100% agenda." I believe that's going towards that very, very mean hedge we had to fight earlier. Also, I just want to remind everybody that we still have about $65 towards our Pseudo Regalia 100% upgrade, and not a lot of time left on that one. We're getting close to the end of this run, and then we have, I believe, one run between that now. So everyone, if we want to get that 100% upgrade met, please, when you're putting your donos in, scroll all the way down, make sure you select that incentive so your donation goes towards that. We want to get this marathon extended.
Yeah, thank you so much for donating, everyone. And also, yeah, I really hope we get to see Hundo, because Hundo is such a cool category for Pseudo Regalia, so you do not want to miss it. Alright, oh, we got the double leaf bug on the wood cannon, which does an ungodly amount of damage. And so I'm doing a manip right here where I cause the bull to charge into the tree so that he's basically locked down and can't move. He does double damage to you, so that's really important that he doesn't ruin your life. As you might expect, having your life ruined really isn't that ideal. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and I'll probably grab a wood cannon pickup right here. And this is kind of like the final segment of Myzan's Forest before we get to the boss proper. I'm gonna go ahead and wait on these guys. Really? No shotgun? Okay, thanks, game. Oh my god, still no shotgun ammo. That's wild.
Drop RNG is always so fun to play with in a speedrun.
It's funny funny too, because it's usually never this bad. I mean, every runner says that, but like, he's OP, you know? It's like, what is happening? But we're all good. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this guy up with the pistol, even though I really probably don't need to. Oh, I had, yeah. You know, now I get punished for it because I didn't have my weapons reloaded, but that's okay. We're doing pretty okay on resources. And now we're heading into Myzand. So we got through there deathless, which is good. Now we're gonna make our way into Myzand 1. So normally this boss transforms into versions of all the bosses you fought over the course of the game. But in this boss's case, he's gonna transform into a bunch of bosses that we have not unto this point seen, which is very funny. So this first phase right here is based on Door Crab, although it's pretty unique as far as like boss like designs go in this section. So he's gone now, so we're gonna go ahead and reload. All right, that's a pretty good one to get early here. Because every time you peel off a piece of the Zythidiform armor, you get a bunch of mana for free. And it's quite great. You also get like a ton of ammo. So this phase will probably go pretty quick. Yep, just like that. Still pretty full on resources. And nice, we go straight into Barge. So Barge is like, it's kind of unfortunate that we don't get to see Barge in this run. Because Barge is like one of the coolest bosses. It's a platforming boss. In Myzand's version of it, it's vertical, but in Barge, it's like this giant long guy who just swallows you whole, and you just gotta like platform your way through him. It's pretty cool. But these are randomly generated layouts from a pre-selected batch of select room types. And so generally speaking, there's not too many, like, there's not too much variance in terms of like how quickly you get through here, unless you get like a really rough combo. But that wasn't too bad. Alright, so this is Uskin Dord. These guys are evil. There's two of them. And I'm gonna keep a distance, especially from the Axe Brother. I'm gonna prioritize damaging the guy with the flame poker, where he just kind of tip-taps the ground. But I have to be very, very careful, because it is very easy to take damage here and react to some of their attacks. Yeah, so you can see I'm already at low HP, so we're going to be careful here. Nice, and we killed him, wow, both like at the same time. Oh wow, that is like the worst possible phase I could have asked for after completely running dry on all my resources. Okay, so this is Krogar. This is the hardest phase in this kind of like boss rush boss fight. He's just got a lot of HP, a lot of difficult to dodge attacks, especially these eye lasers are really rough. I'm quite surprised I didn't just take a hit right there, for example. If you have good DPS and good luck with your ammo drops, you can pretty much take care of the first phase here. I'm gonna back off here and I'm playing this like super turbo safe. There we go. And we're gonna save our mana here, hopefully, for this phase right here. I'm gonna cast beans right there. Take care of the eyeballs. The eyeballs are the most dangerous part of this phase. And then I got a free pop a wood cannon, so that'll just instantly kill legs right there, and we're good to go. Nice, and now we got the bird here. This is an ideal phase to get late, just because you get like all of your resources here like for free. It's really nice. I shouldn't have cast a spell there, but you know what, screw it. We're balling. I believe we have one more phase coming up, and that's going to be into, I believe, Lazaro phase. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw shotgun bolts into this guy. This boss is, this part of the boss is actually really easy to manipulate. because you can kind of just strafe back and forth and evade most of this. It's pretty hilarious. And so for this one, you can just go around in a circle, and he's dead. Nice. I think that's the whole fight. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, so we actually ended in a really good spot as far as our mana and ammo goes, which means I can kind of go ahead and just not take a quick reload that I normally take. This will hopefully let us get a really fast start to Myzan 2. So, yeah, we managed to get through Myzan 1 A-okay. It's kind of hilarious how all these bosses are like way harder than Hedgeward, but Hedgeward just absolutely freaking rolled me. So that's funny, I guess. Alright, so making our way into the final boss. And so the way this guy works is he has close range attacks and long range attacks. So you can kind of manipulate him a bit depending on what attack you get first. He always starts with a close attack. But yeah, we might get like the ideal. Oh, I didn't hit the damage gauge. Interesting. Now, there we go. So I'm casting beans as soon as he goes into this sort of in-between phase. And then I'm looking for as soon as the hit markers stop showing up on this guy, which means that he has hit his damage ceiling, meaning that we go straight into phase 2. Alright, so now we're hopping into the last phase here. This is probably the scariest part. He's going to start with his Wing Blade attack. There's a bunch of different attacks that he can do. You're bound to see all of them at least once, just based on the amount of damage that it takes to flatline this guy. Alright, so we got bombs here, unfortunately. This is probably the hardest attack to do damageless. My strat is I jump away from the arena and then back in. And then you have to do a very, very tight dash jump in order to dodge that attack. And then he gave us a very favorable attack right here. There we go. Damage is looking pretty good. Might take a hit here. We're good. Survive that. I was so far away from him, the bullets were homing. Oh, you know why? Because we hit the damage ceiling. Okay, cool. So this is the last phase here, the Hydra heads. This is honestly kind of when you know you're good. Oh, wow, I just got no ammo. Okay. Well, this will be interesting. Normally it takes... Okay, there we go. Normally it takes like a clip full of machine gun mags to kill one of these heads here, as long as you get your headshots and get a couple of leaf bug procs. So whenever you see that yellow bullet, that's when the leaf bug effect pops up and gives you extra damage. Alright, and so that's going to be the final boss taken care of. So, I mean, if you ignore Hedgeward, this is a really good run.
It was a fantastic run. Nothing bad happened with Hedgeward.
Yeah,
Nothing.
totally not.
It was perfectly fine. We got it first try.
Yeah, no, that endgame was really great, all things considered. And we're still going to be under estimate, so a win in mind bug. So we've taken care of Myzan, who's kind of the big bad of this game. We're gonna go ahead and lock him away in here, and time will be coming up very soon. It will be as soon as the game kind of just flashes straight into the credits here. So we're gonna lock these two behind bars because they've been meanies. Get ready and time.
GG's.
GG's. All right, that was Frogmonster. I'm going to keep this brief because I have another run coming up, as well as going a little bit, not overestimate, but over what I expected. So I want to shout out Cave, Meta, Frog on a Lily Pad, and there's other names I'm forgetting. Shout out to them for finding strats, routing, doing cool things with this game. They rock. I want to shout out Ben as well for making this amazing game. He basically made this whole game himself in custom engine. I had some help as well, but like this game is just so visually and mechanically and design-wise impressive. I really recommend that you go play this game. We did not even cover like a quarter of just all the cool bosses. There's like 32 bosses in this game, and we like saw a fraction of them. So go check out this game. It's on Steam. Support your indie devs. I will be back on the run after this. I'll be doing Pseudo Regalia, and I think we're still trying to hit that 100% incentive. So please.
I was gonna say, could you actually, before you leave us, could you tell us just a little bit about what the difference between the two sides are?
Yeah, so in 100% you have to get all 16 heart pieces as well as a bunch of optional green orb upgrades, which doesn't sound like a lot. But compared to all abilities, you have like way more movement stuff you gotta do, way more broken, like out of bounds and craziness going on. It's like by far the best category IMO to watch and to run, and it's such a treat. It's such a cool run. So yeah, please get your donations in for that. I would appreciate that because that's the category I've been practicing. So please.
Well, you heard him. You heard him, chat, y'all. We got to get those donos in. We are only $50 away from that category upgrade. But thank you so much, Jaxler. We will see you shortly, and we will be back in a moment. So everybody get up, stretch your muscles as much as is possible for you. Take a quick little self-care break. We will be back momentarily. Chat, I want to let you know you are fantastic. I also want to let you know why we're here. It's wonderful to have you in on this fantastic morning. We just had that great Frogmonster run. I honestly think I need to pick up that game because that was just absolutely fantastic to watch. I don't know if I could be as good as Jaxler and run that quickly, but casually, it seems like it is a huge game and we have lots of stuff that we could cover in it. So that would be a lot of fun. But let's talk a little bit about what we're doing and why we're here. So this is running through Wonderland. This is a speedrunning marathon for mutual aid benefiting our friend Alice as she prepares for her gender affirming surgery in February 2025. So we're live on this channel every day from Wednesday, October 16th to Sunday the 20th. That gives us, we are smack dab in the middle of our marathon. It's a great time. We've been cozy, we've been comfy, we've been doing a great time this entire thing. And I can't believe how much we've been able to do already. So if you would like to see the rest of our schedule, please type !schedule in chat. We've got lots of great runs coming up for you. Now, this is a mutual aid marathon, so all of your donations go directly to Alice. And what they are doing is they are covering a lot of the costs of her gender affirming surgery. So why is gender affirming surgery so important? Research consistently shows that people who choose gender affirmation surgery experience reduced gender incongruence and improved quality of life. It can provide long-term mental health benefits too. Studies show that gender affirmation surgery reduces gender dysphoria and related conditions consistently, like anxiety and depression. And to quote Dr. Alex Kroglian, director of the National LGBTQIA+ Health Education Center, if we align people's bodies with their gender and gender expression with their gender identity, that is the way in which they can most authentically live their true lives and be their true selves. Gender affirming surgery can improve confidence and improve relationships. We are honestly so close to our pseudo-regalia 100% category upgrade run. That is going to be shortly, because we may have had a small schedule change, but that's okay, chat. It just means that you'll get to spend a little bit more time with me. We are only $50. That's 50. That's so little. That's one $5 dono train. Can we get a $5 dono train going in chat just to get us to that pseudo regalia? I need this 100% category upgrade. I think it's about 10 minutes in the run. So 10 minutes extra. I don't want to make Jaxler have to run for 10 minutes extra, but I kind of do. It's 10 minutes more speed runs, everyone, please. I think we can do it. Oh, chat, I needed to stretch my muscles there, and I hope y'all did too. So please don't forget, stretch your muscles as much as is possible. Don't forget to hydrate. Grab yourself a little snack, maybe. It is at least morning time here, getting a little bit close to lunch. But, self-care is important. Please remember to take care of yourself as you are watching this marathon, because we can't take care of others if we don't also take care of ourselves. And that's what we're here to do. We are here to take care of others, and we are here to raise money for Alice. Let's talk a little bit about Alice. Alice is a fantastic person. She's a variety speedrunner with a love of platformers and horror games, and is studying psychology and neuroscience. She has 2 dogs and a gecko. Adorable. She also loves cooking, painting, anime, and art. She came out to her friends at 17 and her family at 19, currently double majoring in psychology and neuroscience. She wants to be a psychiatrist to help young adults and specialize in queer issues and mood disorders. Alice's surgery has been canceled twice due to insurance issues, and she has been waiting on surgery for 4 years since her first consultation. So every moment and every dollar counts to help get her there. And that is what your donations are going directly towards. Your donations are going directly to cover the costs of Alice's gender affirmation surgery. And it's not just actually the costs of surgery that you are covering and you are helping out with, but it's the anesthesia, the hospital stay, travel, other life accommodations while healing from the procedure. Insurance may not cover everything involved with surgery, so costs add up. If you would like to see a breakdown of those costs, please type !costs in chat for the link. We want to be as transparent with you as is possible. Oh, chat. You are fantastic. Chat, you are awesome. I have a $50 dono from Ostera that says anything for the 100% category upgrade. And it's got a little winky face. Thank you so much, Ostera. You did it. We've met it. We have met that Pseudoregalia 100% category upgrade. I am so excited to see that. Oh my goodness. Yes. Thank you, chat. You are fantastic. I'm sorry. I am so pumped to see that. That is going to be amazing. 100% category upgrade. That's 10 extra minutes of run. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm also looking at the rest of our schedule for today. Y'all, this is a banger of a day. We've got a Super Monkey Ball block coming up. We've got Tears of the Kingdom all dungeons. Heck yeah, I love Zelda. This is going to be so amazing to watch. Goodness. A Portal? We've got Crypt Custodian. I've actually been meaning to look into that game. Yo, we have a fantastic lineup for you on this Friday. I cannot believe how good of a lineup we've got coming at you today. And hopefully we are also able to get a little bit more Wii Sports because we have a milestone with our Wii Sports incentive. So if our Wii Sports milestone at 2650, so that's, oh no, I have to do math on stream. Oh goodness, that's scary. Oh my, math on stream. This is a scary thing to do. Oh no. Math. So we have just over $250 to get to that milestone incentive. But if we get there, oh boy, we have a boxing challenge. We are going to beat the boxing champion if we get that incentive. So, y'all, get those donos in. Get us to that milestone. Make me do more math on stream. Please don't make I want to say please don't make me do more math on stream, but for you chat, I guess I can do it. I guess it can be okay. We'll do some math on stream, but only for you. Okay, Chad, I'm back. I was traumatized by being required to do math on stream, so I needed a moment. I needed to breathe. But we're okay. I'm okay. I have my calculator. So I think we can do this. But I don't know. Try to trip me up, chat. Give me some numbers. Make me do the math. I promise I won't cry. I might cry a little bit, but it's okay. It's for you. It's for charity. I think I can deal with it.